talk to
you
like
can't
that.
say that, Mike.
What
Yeah,
the
what the
hell?
hell, Mike?
You're not gonna gaslight me into
You know,
saying
no, I'm
this.
definitely not gonna call you back.
Oh, that's fine.
Well,
Hey,
no, you
how
got
are you? I heard you were on the phone with Mac for like 40 minutes or something.
Yeah, I tried to. Yeah, for 40 minutes. It was actually enjoyable. Where like he was.
Not an idiot.
Well, I'm sorry.
When he wasn't an idiot. Like Mac's kind of like I was standing next to him and I've never heard him so eloquent with his words.
Well, yeah, because he was struggling to find a reason to justify an idiotic position.
Which part?
It was a 40-minute conversation as to whether or not felons should be able to own businesses. He wants me to ban it in the city, which is just simply not going to happen. Number one, because it's a part of my platform. And number two, I am not going to halt competition between businesses on the behest of somebody that wants to just print money.
Who wants? Wait, what do you mean? Please elaborate.
Okay. Do you believe that felons should be able to own businesses?
I think that's here. You guys can leave. I'll just run down the road to see you guys if you guys want, or you can stay. I just don't want to yap your ears off.
Oh, okay.
Do I feel that they should?
Do you think we should ban them?
I don't necessarily think that you should ban them, but I do think I am tired of seeing
things just wrapping up in a few minutes.
Everything. I would like to see some opportunity for other people, but yeah.
What
it doesn't mean I necessarily think it needs to be banned.
Exactly. Well, that's kind of the point.
It's
It's a very weak position based on very limited, like thought process. Inherently, why would you ban a civilian from being able to operate a business, unless it's dealing with like restricted products? Because by doing so, you're limiting the amount of businesses that are able to compete with each other, and therefore it leads to stagnation, which is fundamentally the principle by which, like, why the United States is as powerful as it is. It's because businesses compete with each other. The best businesses survive. And inherently, if a felon owns a business and they're doing anything illicit with it, it gives an opportunity for the feds to kick the doors in. So
I don't know. That's kind of it's hard, right?
Why not be a better businessman or woman?
Yes, but then you have to say, like, okay, in a perfect world, right? Then the feds can kick in the door, but then they also are able to track people's money, so they have to be at least smart about it, about doing illicit things with that money, right? But
correct.
We're not in a perfect world, so essentially.
So give me a scenario where a felon.
Okay, I mean, we could just go over the
why do people care what's on someone else's plate?
It's not necessarily what's on people's plate, but
well, I think. Yeah, but then why worry about the other business?
I worry what things fund.
Are you a civilian?
I mean,
do you have a clean record?
No, I do petty things.
Okay. All right. So why should you not be afforded an opportunity to run a business, but some tow truck driver is?
I don't think violent felons should be able. I think the violent is key. I think violent felons shouldn't.
Why?
Be able, but I think. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say self-explanatory, but I just don't think violent.
It's not self-explanatory because it goes against the Constitution.
How so? I mean, I actually am asking genuinely how it goes because I'm trying to be educated, not necessarily like.
Why is it against the Constitution from preventing people? Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm asking because I didn't read the new Constitution. That's why
even the U.S. Constitution. Okay.
I'm gonna grab a drink.
Do you think in the United States that people let's start there because that's at least. Do you think people in the United States should be prevented from running businesses as violent felons?
I mean, I guess it all depends on the type of business, yeah.
Yeah, outside of restricted products.
But also, I mean, like, it's also kind of a weird thing because we don't even let felons vote.
No, but answer the question. Like, in the United States, do you believe violent felons should be prevented from owning and operating a business.
See, I want to say no, right? But then I also
Yeah, the reason why I asked the question about the United States, because if you tell me you're a communist or like some other strange political ideology, then I can at least be like, okay, now I understand why you want it. You're thinking that way in Los Santos. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
but
no.
like principally,
I can,
if like like
having a capitalist kind of like view on things.
Okay.
You want competition.
So in the United States, violent felons can own and operate a business.
I agree, yes.
Because it's protected by the U.S. Constitution, right? So why do you believe that it should remain that way in the United States?
I mean, if I say no, then you're gonna call me. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
if you say
I don't think...
then I'm gonna be like, okay, fine, I get it. Like, there's no room to discuss any further.
Yeah, but it's also like, okay.
I would say
right?
agree to
the big
disagree,
thing, right?
Right.
Well, no, but here's
JLX,
the thing, right?
think of the 4 months.
The key factor, right, is that most.
But you're not answering the question.
Let's
start there. Let's.
No, I don't think that should change. Honestly, because I believe in reform, but no one reforms in the city.
You don't have to be reformed.
But that's the thing. People.
No. In the United States, you could literally clock someone over the head with a bat. You could still be a piece of shit, and you could still own and operate a business.
But okay, fundamentally though, there's many key differences between like United States and
no,
Los
I know,
Santos.
but here's the problem, right? And this is where I'm coming from.
Huh?
Unless you have a principled basis by where you're coming from, right? Like, if you tell me I believe murder is okay, right, and that's your fundamental stance, then we don't need to actually discuss any further, right? Because at that point, we're just on two different realms.
Yeah.
But if you can't have like a base position on something, then talking about like the other semantical arguments becomes pointless.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. No, I agree.
Because we're not even fundamentally on the same page.
I don't think yeah, I get it. I definitely think that it shouldn't change in the United States, but semantics, you know? That's what makes things.
So you agree
tough.
that in the United States, anyone should be able to own and operate a business?
Yes, it's called the American dream.
Okay. So why should we limit that?
Because semantics.
Okay, and what are those semantics?
Semantics being it's such a very difficult thing to talk about, as you know.
Which is why it shouldn't change. Until someone can articulate a reason for why something should and shouldn't be, then that is.
You murder someone. You murder someone.
That
how
is.
long
Hold
you
on.
go to jail?
Hold on. That is. Should be a hint that probably legislation shouldn't be passed. I had a very similar conversation with a cop earlier, right? Where he said, he gave me a call and he said, I want to pass legislation that seizes people's tow trucks because people are using it to do felony obstruction. And I said, why? And he couldn't explain and articulate why that should be the case. If you cannot explain any sort of like sound reasoning behind it, then passing legislation on it is pretty much, taking your emotions and putting it to law.
So he wanted to stop them from ever having a tow truck, or like to
take the tow truck.
Take their tow truck.
The point isn't the point was
no,
that he
wasn't
wasn't
argument behind it.
correct.
Like, well, I don't want people to do
because you're
that.
talking about taking away people's rights. And so in order to take away someone's rights, you need to be able to explain why their rights need to be taken away from them.
Question. Legit question. Do we as Los Santos, do we have a checks and balance or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so if you propose things and it goes against constitutions, then it's in turn like up to the courts to say that's non-constitutional.
Correct.
So, I think. What do you feel? How do you feel about like conferring with like judges on saying
Why would
like,
I
hey,
need to confer when I don't agree with it on
no, 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 no,
principle?
not that. But I mean, like, how do you feel about? No, this has nothing to do with your conversation. This is like a general question. How do you feel
Yeah.
about like mayors conferring with uh justices about like whether something's constitutional before they pass it? You know
We
what I mean?
do that. Yeah.
Do you? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know the process. That like I'm ignorant in the ways. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. So, like, for example, we
Mhm.
are passing marijuana legislation that legalize
Okay.
small quantities of marijuana. We also pushed the ability for lawyers to FOIA people's profiles that contain their DNA information and other stuff. The FOIA one got kicked back because they said there's concerns with it, but now we're going to go back and challenge what the DOJ said. So that's the normal legal process.
Yeah. Concerns. You bring up counter rebuttals
Yeah,
to get you. Okay.
exactly. But in the same way that, when someone asks me, stop felons from owning businesses, but they can't explain the why or what the benefit is or the reason behind it, and that reasoning cannot justify taking away someone's rights, why would you take someone's rights away? Because at that point, like, what's stopping me from going and saying, if you're a felon, you shouldn't be able to drive a car anymore.
Yeah. It'd be in
Because you might take that vehicle and you might commit a crime with it.
I just wish we actually had competent financial departments.
What do you
know
mean?
what I mean? I mean, okay, look at United States as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Congress goes through money and people don't really know what it goes through, right? Everyone, I just want to make sure that our money's not going towards terrorists and things of such. Like me, right? My number one issue right now is the Polito Punisher.
Yeah.
Why? Because I can't go to Polito. We're getting terrorized. PD's not doing anything. Government officials aren't doing anything, and it's kind of annoying to get shot and stabbed indiscriminately over some dude that died in a car accident. See, like I could give a fuck a lot less about like felons owning businesses, and more about like what's right in front of me.
You don't want terrorists to own businesses?
I don't think money should go to terrorists, but I feel like we're having this discussion, but like I'm more concerned about some dude terrorizing Polito. To me, a terrorist.
Have you brought it up to Andy Jones? Have you brought it up to BCSO?
I've literally brought it up to state marshals, the judges,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, but
the
none of
police
which.
keep saying,
yeah, but what about the people whose jurisdiction it is?
yes and no. I haven't talked to Andy about it because I haven't talked to just like you, right?
Yeah.
I only reached out to you because you saw me that one day and said come by your office.
You understand where I'm going with all this? Like going back to the
I get it. Go up north, talk to them. Yeah.
Feelings should not run the government. If the government is run by people's feelings, then you're now creating that is the recipe for tyranny.
Okay, do you think terrorists should be allowed to terrorize civilians or anywhere in Los Santos? Do you think they should be okay to do that?
No. What?
Is it well, you're saying like thinking on feelings, right? And I'm thinking about what's on my plate instead of
That's an interesting take.
Terrorists should not terrorize because it's against the law.
Okay, even if it's not against the law, moral wise, do you think people should be indiscriminately shot and stabbed for little
Michael,
reason?
You used to sell guns with me. that were used to kill cops and terrorize.
Yeah.
Did you have like
was I getting terrorized by it though?
We were literally like selling guns to terrorists for 4 years. So like,
yeah, tomato. Okay, you can't just throw me under the bus like that.
I'm not. I was doing it with you. I'm literally saying that
you're like, hey, bro, you just enabled it, but now that it's on your front door,
it's not,
like,
Michael. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, right? So you're asking the guy that used to fund terrorists.
Okay, I don't.
Right?
Yeah, I get it.
I've changed my ways. You know, I'm trying to understand. Have you?
I mean, I would sell guns again if I could, probably.
Okay, and where those?
But yeah, no. I get
what are you telling me, Michael? What do you mean you would get? Where the fuck do you think those guns are gonna land?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, fuck,
yeah, it can't be on one hand.
You're throwing a good. I'm fucking. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
The fact of the matter is, like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I think the reason. Okay, so I think. Honestly, back then I wasn't thinking big picture, right? Because it wasn't like
you just told me you want to sell guns again if you had an opportunity.
Well, because I feel like free market, right? Right now, everybody.
Hey, thank you.
I know. Yeah. Well, listen. Right now, everybody just
free
has
market.
guns. Everyone has guns, and they keep it to themselves, and they fucking don't sell anything, and it's just kind of like a circle jerk.
You just realize that you're based on the argument of guns. You've kind of proven my original position, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
In a sense, yes, I know, but I get it. Free market, and you want people to have a free market in businesses and stuff. But I just don't want the money to go to terrorists or money
that's what the police department is for. That's what the marshals are for.
I agree, but no one ever handles financial crime in the city.
Well, no, that's because the PD is currently in a very dog shit state due to things that we're trying to fix right now.
Financials have always been
under the past administration, people could have been in the city for 2 weeks and apply, and because they applied before someone was around for 2 years, that person that was around for 2 weeks got the first dibs. So the moment they got any yeah, exactly. There's a lot of shit that is being worked on. So that's not the so you can't listen, the PD's got to get built up. That's a separate issue altogether, right? But,
yeah, I think what's probably happening is we're probably all thinking big picture, and if you can't fix a big picture by
doing dramatic
you have to break out. You have to go step by step.
Yeah, I get exactly. The border's been open for like 6 months, so I think like the most important thing is everybody collectively develops Los Santos, and not putting it on the next person and saying, oh, they'll fix it for me. No, and that includes you, Michael. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to be the next big bad gun dealer, what are you doing to make that happen?
One second.
Are you fucking serious right now? What the fuck is that, Mike?
It was a piece of paper.
No, it's not.
Yes, that was a piece of paper.
It was a fucking money order.
No, that was a check. That was not a money order, I swear. I swear, I wouldn't lie to you.
Are you lying to your fucking granddad, you piece of shit?
I will fucking check.
I will fucking beat your ass down.
I swear
and then I'll call
check.
Speedy just so he can disown you again.
What? He's never disowned me. He's just ocean dumped me like 7 times. His words. His words. He's like, yeah, I've ocean dumped you like 7 times, but I still love you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And then I fly. And then he's like, why didn't you take my last name? I'm like, well, I don't want to live on your coattails, so I'm never gonna do that. But yeah, no, that was genuinely a check. That was not a money order. Fuck. Anyway, yeah. So if I could sell guns again, I 100% would. But I think younger me didn't think about it as that way. But now that I see the violence is more like I see my friends getting shot and stabbed,
Could you explain? I don't really know too much about what you're referencing.
The Polito Punisher, he literally just comes up to Polito and shoots and stabs people. He went
And the
to
PD's
Glorion.
not. Yeah, the
they've
PD's got to get
tried.
built up. It's
Well, they've
they haven't tried shit. I know enough about it to know that it's pretty bad.
Well,
These fucking bozos, you know what they've been doing? They'll go send their units up there, and then they'll be like, "Well, we can't catch the car." And then I was like, "Are you?
they hit me with
are
the,
you?
we
Are you
can't
not
do anything
like
with
maybe putting a unit? Because listen, I used to rob banks back in the day. You fucking rob Polito. They had a cop waiting on Great Ocean and on San Andreas. They haven't even gotten to the point where they're like, "Hey, let's, I don't know, set up a vehicle ready to go so they can get a head start to chase the thing." That was genuinely, I'm not even kidding you. That was a foreign concept when I brought it up. And the only reason I brought it up is because that's what the cops used to do back in the day. Right?
I do think that's a fair point. They would go like if you hit the Polito Bank, they would be all the way at the turnoff for Route 68.
I'm gonna give you like an equivalent, right, to think about. Is that if something is bad happening and the government comes in and limits things based on it, like for example, should we take away all guns?
Oh, is that a question? Because like obviously, no.
Exactly. It's the same argument. Take away all guns because guns hurt people.
Can I ask a question?
No. Of course you can. What the fuck?
So, okay. So the whole thing about like felons having.
Should we ban gauntlets?
That's my boy. Shut up.
Hey.
Yes. I'm tired of seeing
What about the
them.
white gauntlet, man?
So, okay, felons, right? Felons owning businesses, right? What's the difference between them just having a clean person that handles it, right?
Why not ban gauntlets and guns from Los Santos?
Sorry,
Because I eventually want to sell guns again.
Okay, and
as long as it doesn't.
And maybe people want to run businesses. What do you mean? I'm just saying it's the same argument. Like, should we take away gauntlets, ban it from the city in case it gets in the hands of felons? Can no longer own gauntlets.
Can I be honest? I'd be okay with the gauntlet thing going.
There should be no guns in Los Santos. And should be convicted with a 5 years penalty. We'll be a gunless society. We'll be the UK. You're gonna have to use knives from here on out.
An acid. You can't forget the acid, bro.
All right, I want you to think about Michael. Like I said, at the end of the day, there's like, you got to have these kind of things can't change unless there's like, you cannot take away someone's rights unless you can really articulate a good reason for why you're taking away someone's rights. This is not the same way we're not going to take away people's vehicles. Same way we're not going to take away people's rights to firearms, and just based on the presumption that that could be used for illicit activities. That's why law enforcement exists. That's why laws exist. So that if someone is proved to be doing something illegal, only then they are charged.
Honestly, I'm interested to see how Andy does it, right? Because I don't know her view on these things, right? So
yeah,
I'll be really interested if she has like a different take or she's a simple.
Do you live over here?
Hmm?
This is Los Santos County.
Yeah.
You tell me you're gonna fucking move to Polito?
I technically live in Polito. I lived up there with like Sis and everybody.
Oh, well. All right, Michael.
Yeah, I fucking voted for you. Well,
I know. I'm still disappointed.
Technically, well, I don't have
you
a
made
house.
Sis
I don't
disappear.
I didn't do that. Okay, listen. If you notice, no one in that house is around. That can't be my responsibility.
Yeah, well.
But I know I then started like hanging out with the guild all the time, but they're not around because every time they do come around, they get attacked by Polito Punisher.
All right.
So
last thing I'm gonna leave you with is this whole like clean person shit. You know what happens to clean people, right?
Oh,
they go to sleep, and you live in a house that is completely, just like we used to do back in the day. Just make sure they fuck off, and then you just operate out of it.
Listen, I've never done that, but I
Shut
get what
up.
you're
Now,
saying.
what do you mean? That's where all the guns used to be.
Wait, what? No way.
Chip Wheeler, the fucking storage container, that guy never used to show up.
But he still.
Now he does.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Chip Wheeler was
Well,
a clean guy.
I get it. You're basically saying like, I get it. You want.
Yeah. You're actually creating a more. As someone who has sold guns longer than anyone else in the state of Los Santos, having a clean person be your front literally just means hope he never wakes up again, so then the feds can't touch you.
Yeah, but you at least want.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna go down that road, let's be honest.
I definitely think some people handle things that way. Yeah, I agree.
That's literally how everybody did.
Fuck.
All those storage containers off of Strawberry Avenue, all those things were clean people, aka the person that would wake up and turn the key and then go to sleep.
Fuck.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I guess if you're saying
I want
that,
you to
believe
think about every storage container. The
No,
majority
now that
of
I'm thinking about
houses.
Listen, I have friends. I know people that legitimately enjoy not doing criminal things. So I mean,
Okay, so there's gonna be like
I
3
definitely
people.
think some.
There's
Yeah,
like Hazel
I guess.
Havegreaves,
Mm-hmm.
and then like Julian Turbo. You know what I'm saying? They're good
fucking- yeah,
people, but I'm
Turbo.
saying like it's like slim pickings. I have like
Yeah,
2
no.
fucking convenience stores in in a goddamn ghost town. Look, here's the thing. My administration's currently working on a shitload of stuff. And that includes dispensaries, that includes grow houses. Those are opportunities for clean civilians to operate and not something any felon would be able to operate. So that's how you build value for those individuals, because those are restricted products.
You got this.
But restricting every opportunity. Look, at the end of the day, we want to create a city with 40, 50 operating businesses of different kinds working together. But now all of a sudden, if you limit it down, then you're gonna find like 10 guys that like operate, and the rest of them are just like sleeping around while felons work in their employee list. You'll never see the owner.
Yeah.
So
I get that. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Like when you put it that way, yeah, I can get that.
I think that is the best explanation. Just think about who used to be key holders, and think about how often you saw them.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hey, listen.
That's how what's going to happen with pull some money out and then give it to the gang leader.
Listen, I always enjoy us talking because I feel like we have
You always spite me, Michael.
Why?
Because you just did my face.
I didn't lie to your face. Actually, no, that was a check. I was 24/7, and I got a check from it.
Oh my God! All right,
Yeah.
take care, Michael.
Bye, Rule.
That was a good combo.
That's Rue back there. Rue Day.
I'm slowly.
Yes, right, Daddy?
Oh wait, was that Rue?
Yeah. Rue Day. Wait, you want to talk to Rue?
Yeah, I gotta give her an update. Hey, Rue, is that you?
Excuse me?
Rue Day.
Okay, Tilly, that's not Rue. What the
Yes,
fuck?
it is. I just talked to her.
This is Rue.
Rue Day.
This is
There's
Rue,
more than one Rue in the city.
Is it Rue Day, the artist?
No, that's Room and me.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
that's
All right,
nice.
have a good day.